Okay, so there's a boost. So this is on Newsbreak, okay? And there's a boost for $2,000 tariff checks as the Commerce chief expects Supreme Court to greenlight the deal. So what's the deal with this? Commerce Secretary, this guy right here that you see on the screen, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said he expects the deal with the $2,000 tariff checks for Americans will get through the Supreme Court. So he's looking for the deal to greenlight, so he's expecting it to be a green light on the deal, the $2,000 check. The trade case centers on new tariffs and a $2,000 payout for American families from tariff dividends. So they're basically, the Trump administration is confident that the trade case will get the green light credit. So so this is basically for everybody on my TikTok saying this is fake news. This is not fake news. Trump, other people are saying it's probably gonna pass in the Supreme Court. So that's good news for everybody that's watching my TikToks. You guys are expected to get a $2,000 tariff dividend. Donald Trump initially suggested giving middle income a check from tariff revenue earlier this month, and he estimated the payments could be made in mid 2026. For those that didn't hear that, the payment will probably be made in the middle of the year of the 2026. I don't know when, but it says the middle of the year of 2026. One of the ways to prove to the American people how great tariffs are is to have them share in a part of 1 year's income from these tariffs, and that's $2,000 a head for people who need the money. So that's $2,000 a person, y'all. He said one of the ways to prove to the American people how great tariffs are is to have them share in a part of 1 year's income from these tariffs, and that's $2,000 a person a head for people who need the money, Lutnick said. Lutnick said the Trump administration will win the trade case against the Supreme Court, which is based on new tariffs designed to defend American manufacturing against overseas competitors. After attending the oral arguments at the Supreme Court, he said, "We are gonna win the case. It's pretty clear." So they're very, very confident that they're gonna win the case in the Supreme Court. It's pretty clear. Tariffs are going to be a part of this administration's national security and national economic protection for the American people. Lutnick told Fox Business Maria Bartiromo on Mornings with Maria. When asked what would happen should the deal be rejected, Lutnick said, so this is what will happen. They asked him, what will happen if the deal will be rejected? Lutnick said the administration had all sorts of policies and tools available. He noted provisions in the U.S. trade law, such as Sections 232, 301, 338, which allow for the White House to impose tariffs and restrictions in the name of national security or as a counter to unfair trade practices. So this is a so they basically said that this is a U.S. trade law under the sections of 232, 301, and 338, which allow for the White House to impose. So they're saying that, yeah, people are saying, well, they're probably breaking the law. They can't just create money. Well, under the U.S. trade law, sections 232, 301, 338, which allow for the White House to impose tariffs, they're not printing money. They're getting money from other countries in the forms of tariffs and the restrictions in the name of national security as a counter to unfair trade practices. The Commerce Secretary was speaking from Brussels. He was meeting with the European lawmakers to discuss Trump's trade policy. Amazon is selling a customizable tiny home. Okay, that's not part of the deal. Well, that's it. You're getting $2,000 in the middle of 2026, y'all. That's good news, ain't it?